Before we begin this morning prayer, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel and like this video. God, I don't have the words today, not the polished kind, not the right ones, not the poetic or powerful or clear ones. All I have is this ache in my chest and a quiet exhale that says, please, just help. I don't even know what help looks like right now. I just know I can't keep trying to hold this all together with trembling fingers and borrowed strength. And maybe you're not wanting me to. Maybe that's what surrender is. Not giving up, but finally admitting I was never meant to carry this alone. So here it is. Whatever this is. The tightness in my chest, the exhaustion that hasn't left even after a full night's sleep, the decisions that wait for me like unopened messages, the memories I keep trying not to touch, the emotions that don't have names, only weight, the fear of falling behind, the fear of falling apart, the fear of feeling too much or not feeling anything at all. I bring it to you, not with a bow, not cleaned up, just as it is, as I am, because you don't need perfect language to be present. You don't need me to be articulate to be near. You just ask me to come. So I come, slowly, heavily, honestly. I come with no 5-point prayer, no resolution in hand, no fire in my bones. Just this, a quiet ask. God, carry what I can't, because you know what it is. Even if I don't say it, even if I can't, you know the thing behind the thing. The reason I've gone quiet, the reason I haven't answered the text, the reason I'm scared of my own reflection, the reason I keep numbing out. You see, the thing I'm pretending doesn't hurt, the hope I've wrapped in apathy so it won't disappoint me again, the weariness I've disguised as just tired. And you're not fooled, you're not distant, you're not impatient, you're just here, still, soft, steady, willing to hold what I can't. And I need that today. Not a miracle, not a breakthrough, just your hands underneath what I can no longer lift, because I've tried. God, you know I've tried. I've been strong. I've kept moving. I've smiled when I wanted to disappear. I've shown up when my soul was limping. I've carried the weight of what others don't see. And now I'm here, whispering what I used to call weakness. I can't. And maybe that's not weakness after all. Maybe that's the beginning of trust. Maybe that's the most honest prayer I've ever prayed. Not make it go away. Not fix everything. Just carry it with me, or carry it for me, because I can't anymore. And if that's all I say today, let it be enough. Let my silence speak. Let my presence before you be the prayer. Let my body on this bed, my breath in this still room, my eyes that won't stop stinging. Let all of it be my offering, not my effort, just my honesty. You don't ask me to pretend. You don't need me to have energy to be worthy. You just want me, here, now, even like this. So take it. Not because I'm giving up, but because I believe you can hold what I never could. Take the grief I've layered with distractions. Take the anxiety I mask with efficiency. Take the guilt I carry for not being more grateful. Take the numbness I mistake for strength. Take the deep pulsing fatigue that makes me question if I'm just broken inside. Take it all. And if you don't take it away, at least take it with me. Be beside me in the heaviness. Breathe through me when I can't find my own rhythm. Speak when I can't form words. Stand when I sit in stillness. Stay when I can't feel anything but hollow. And in all of that, remind me you are still God. Not the God who demands more than I have. Not the God who waits for me to bounce back. Not the God who's disappointed by how long it's taking me to feel okay again, but the God who leans in. The God who knows the difference between laziness and depletion. The God who never shames surrender, but meets it with presence. The God who doesn't expect me to be strong for him, but who is strong for me. So I'll stay here for a moment longer. I'll stop pushing. I'll stop pretending I'm fine. I'll stop rehearsing positivity. I'll stop apologizing for how heavy this season has felt. I'll stop trying to fix myself before I pray. This is the prayer. This reaching. This breathing. This not holding it together. This trusting you to carry what I can't. God, my body is tired in a way that sleep doesn't fix. I'm not just weary from one bad night. I'm carrying something heavier, a quiet, ongoing depletion. The kind of heaviness that sits in my limbs, in my shoulders, in my chest. I wake up already bracing, already scanning the day ahead, wondering how I'm supposed to show up for it when I haven't even recovered from yesterday. And I know I'm not the only one. There are so many of us who look functional on the outside, but inside we're held together by quiet resilience and borrowed grace. So if I'm going to be honest, let it be here with you. Let me name what I've been swallowing for days, maybe weeks. I'm tired, God, in my bones, in my breath, in the way I carry myself, and I'm trying not to feel guilty for that. Trying not to shame myself for needing rest when the world keeps pushing motion. But you never asked me to outrun my soul. You never demanded that I sacrifice my body for productivity. You never told me that being strong meant being numb. So, maybe what I need isn't just a break. Maybe I need to remember what it means to be carried, not because I'm lazy, not because I've failed, but because you're the kind of God who doesn't expect me to keep dragging everything behind me just to prove I still trust you. Maybe trust looks like this, like letting go before I collapse, like saying, I can't without a follow-up plan, like sitting in the passenger seat with nothing to offer but a quiet heart that hopes you're still steering. And if I'm being really honest, there's part of me that's afraid to be carried, afraid of what might fall when I release my grip, afraid that if I stop holding everything, it'll all come undone. But maybe that's been the problem all along. I've been confusing responsibility with control. I've been calling anxiety leadership. I've been so used to bearing the weight of everyone else's expectations that I forgot you never put that on me. You asked me to love, not to lose myself. You asked me to follow, not to force outcomes. You asked me to walk with you, not drag you into my overcommitment. So I'm done carrying what was never mine, even if it means disappointing others, even if it means slowing down when everyone else is sprinting, even if it means doing less. Because if doing less makes space for breathing again, for listening again, for living from presence instead of panic, then maybe it's not less at all. Maybe it's finally enough. So carry it, God, not just the obvious pain, but the quiet weight beneath the surface. The fear of letting people down, the shame of not bouncing back quickly enough, the chronic self-doubt that asks me daily if I'm doing enough. Carry the fatigue that lingers even after rest. Carry the ache that has no name, but has shaped how I move through the world. Carry the grief I haven't made time to grieve. Carry the moments I smiled through when all I wanted was to be seen. Carry the invisible labor of keeping things okay for everyone else. Carry the part of me that doesn't know how to say, I need help, without crying. Carry the guilt I carry for even needing to be carried. Because if you're really as near as I say I believe you are, then you already see all of this. You saw it before I admitted it. You knew how much I'd been holding. You knew how much I needed someone to speak my name without asking me to be strong first. You knew I was running on fumes, and still you didn't withdraw. You came closer. You didn't say fix it. You said rest. You didn't say figure it out. You said follow me, and that's the part that undoes me. Not that you can carry it, but that you want, that you're not waiting for me to re-energize before you stay. You're not keeping your hands clean until I clean up my schedule. You're here now, already lifting what I didn't know I could let go of, already holding what I never thought I could share. So I give it to you, not all at once. Maybe just one small piece today. Maybe just enough to get through this hour. Maybe just enough to unclench my jaw and release the grip I've had on everything. Maybe just enough to stop performing peace and start receiving it. Maybe just enough to remember that carrying is not always heroic. Sometimes the holier thing is letting yourself be held, so I let you hold me today. Not for a moment, for as long as it takes. God, I don't know how I ended up here, living a life that looks held together from the outside, but feels like unraveling on the inside. I don't know when the pressure started to feel like identity, when strong became synonymous with silence, when faithful became another way of saying, don't fall apart where anyone can see you. I've been living inside so many unspoken rules. Don't ask for too much. Don't feel too deeply. Don't stop moving. Don't ever admit you're tired. But I'm breaking under the weight of those rules. I'm done performing resilience. I'm done explaining away exhaustion like it's just a busy season. This isn't just fatigue. It's fracture. A quiet, slow erosion of joy, of clarity, of feeling like myself, and I'm not ashamed to admit it anymore, because if I never speak it, you still see it. And maybe that's the holiest thing about this moment, that I don't have to name every ache for you to meet me in it. So here's what I need today. Not answers, not motivation, not a pep talk about gratitude or perspective. Just this. Carry what I can't. Carry the expectations I didn't set, but still feel responsible to meet. Carry the roles I'm exhausted from playing. The steady one, the helpful one, the one who doesn't make things complicated. Carry the guilt I feel for not having more to give. Carry the voice in my head that keeps telling me everyone else is handling it better. Carry the shame that rises every time I cancel, step back, or say, I can't right now. Carry the part of me that wonders if being honest about my limits will make me unlovable. Carry the truth I keep avoiding, that I'm not okay, that I haven't been for a while, that I've been functioning, but not living, showing up, but not feeling, performing presence, but craving escape. And God, if there's one thing I've learnt, it's that you're not afraid of the undone version of me. You're not uncomfortable with my quiet. You're not disappointed by my need. You're not waiting for me to bounce back before you call me beloved again. You already are, right here, in this low, slow, tender stretch of not being who I used to be, not yet being who I want to be, and not having the strength to fix either. You sit with me in the middle. You carry me in the in-between. You don't rush me. You don't push me. You don't shame me for being slow to recover. You just stay. You stay like peace. You stay like breath. You stay like mercy. I don't have to earn. So today, I won't try to impress you with my energy. I won't try to inspire myself with plans. I won't dig deep to find strength that isn't there. I'll let you carry me in body, in breath, in being. I'll let you be the one who holds the weight I was never made to keep dragging. I'll stop apologizing for asking. I'll stop measuring how long I've needed help. I'll stop feeling guilty for not doing more with less. If all I can do is exist in your presence, that's enough. If all I can bring you is a body that doesn't want to move and a heart too quiet to form sentences, that's enough. You never said I had to do anything to deserve being held. You never said I had to clean it up to be seen. You just said, come to me, all who are weary, and I will give you rest. Not after they improve, not after they get perspective. Now, while they're weary, while they're heavy, while they're too tired to know what they need. So here I am, God, not with strength, but with surrender, not with clarity, but with trust, not with fire, but with flicker, and I offer even that. Not because it's impressive, but because it's real. And if real is what you bless, then bless this. Bless this hollow space where energy used to live. Bless this body that still wakes up even when the spirit feels slow to follow. Bless this willingness to not pretend. Bless this breath. Bless this moment. Bless this choice to say again, God, carry what I can't. God, I think somewhere along the way, I started believing that I'm too much, not in the loud, dramatic way, but in the slow, weary way. Too much need, too much emotion, too much silence, too much asking for help without getting better fast enough. I've heard myself whisper it in the dark. I'm sorry, I'm still here, still tired, still needing to be carried, as if there's an unspoken deadline for how long it's okay to struggle, as if love expires once I stop being easy to love. And even though I know you're not like that, some part of me still waits for the sigh, the eye roll, the divine distance, that you never give it, you never pull away, you never ask me to be less needy so you can feel more available. And that alone undoes me, because the world tells me that my mess needs managing, that I'm lovable when I'm improving, that I'm easier to hold when I'm not asking for too much. But you tell me I'm held, period, not because I'm progressing, not because I've figured it out, not because I know how to pray it eloquently, just because I'm yours, and you carry what I can't, not because you're obligated, but because you want to. You carry not just my exhaustion, but my shame for being exhausted. You carry not just my need, but my fear that my need will scare you away. You carry the apology I haven't said out loud, I'm sorry I'm still this heavy. And you respond, you were never too much for me. So, if I'm allowed to be honest, then here's the truth. I want to believe you. I want to believe that I'm not a burden, that I don't have to earn rest, that weakness doesn't make me less worthy, that my empty hands are not a failure, they're just hands that have carried too much for too long. I want to believe that I can be held and human at the same time, that I can show up to you, not after I've recalibrated and rallied, but in the exact moment when all I have is this ache in my chest and this whisper in my lungs. Please, because sometimes it's not the pain that's hardest. It's the belief that no one wants to hold it with you. It's not the weight itself. It's the fear of being left alone with it. And that's what I've carried beneath everything. The quiet ache of wondering if I'm too slow to heal, too complicated to help, too empty to be worth the time. But you never treat me like a project. You never reduce me to something to fix. You sit with me in the scattered thoughts, in the foggy mornings, in the numb hours that stretch out without shape or sound. You sit, you stay, you hold. So today, I won't try to fill the silence. I won't panic over the fact that I'm not better yet. I won't give myself a deadline for wholeness. I'll just let you be near. I'll let myself be held, not because I've earned it, but because I need it. I'll stop apologizing for needing you so much. I'll stop pretending that surrender means I failed. I'll let myself feel tired without guilt. I'll let myself be carried without shame. I'll believe that trust isn't always triumphant. Sometimes it's just the willingness to stay soft in God's hand. Because the truth is, I don't want to perform peace. I don't want to pretend I'm stronger than I am. I don't want to protect everyone else from my need. I just want to be real. And if you're really as gentle as you say you are, then real is enough, even when it's raw, even when it's slow, even when it's wordless, even when it's messy, even when it's just breath and ache and a quiet plea. God, carry what I can't. And maybe I don't need to rise today. Maybe I don't need to come back stronger. Maybe I don't need a lesson or a silver lining. Maybe what I need is exactly what you offer. Presence, steadiness, mercy that doesn't expire, arms that don't let go, a stillness that doesn't threaten to leave, a love that doesn't ask me to apologize for the weight I bring. God, I've said a lot this week. I've emptied my heart in pieces. I've let my voice tremble, let my guard down, let the fatigue rise to the surface. I've stopped trying to speak polished prayers. I've let the unspoken ones count. And maybe that's the most sacred thing I've done in a while. Not try to impress you, but just hand you the weight I can't carry anymore. Not dramatically, not as a moment of surrender on a mountaintop, just quietly, softly, honestly, right here, from a tired corner of my heart that's learning slowly that love doesn't leave when I collapse. So now, as I come to the edge of this prayer, I'm not rushing for resolution. I'm not reaching for strength. I'm not demanding clarity. I'm just sitting with you in the stillness, letting you hold what you've already been carrying long before I admitted I couldn't, letting you stay close without needing to fix me, letting your presence be enough, because God, I don't know what today will hold. Maybe more of the same heaviness, maybe unexpected lightness, maybe silence. Maybe subtle movement, maybe no change at all, but this much I know. I don't have to brace for it anymore. I don't have to armor up. I don't have to perform capacity. I don't have to over-explain why I need a slower pace. I don't have to carry what you're already holding. I can step into the day gently, not because I've recovered, not because I've resolved everything, but because I've remembered this. You go with me. You go before me. You hold what I no longer can. And maybe that's what trust actually looks like. Not walking in confidence, but walking in proximity. Not being unbreakable, but being willing to be broken in the hands of a God who never drops what he holds. Maybe courage isn't standing tall today. Maybe it's lying down in your presence and letting my breathing be the prayer, letting my needs speak louder than my effort. Letting grace be the only thing I carry on purpose. Letting you, God, carry the rest. So here's what I won't do today. I won't apologize for still needing. I won't compare my pace to someone else's. I won't shame myself for being human. I won't call my quietness weakness. I won't label rest as failure. I won't confuse recovery with laziness. I won't repack the burdens I just laid at your feet. I won't hustle to prove that I'm better. I'll just live, slowly, softly, honestly, present. And here's what I will do. I'll wake up again. I'll breathe. I'll move at the speed of peace. I'll speak only when needed and gently. I'll receive kindness if it comes, without guilt. I'll say no when I need to. I'll smile if it's honest, cry if it's needed, and ask for help without preamble. And if I forget, which I will, I'll return to this. God, I can't, but you can. So carry what I can't, still, again, always. Not out of desperation, but out of trust.